Hey folks, it's the Red, and welcome back to Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. We're continuing now into the secret mine with mission D-3, Across the Chasm. Luigi, researching those powerful ghosts you just caught will have to wait. Because I finally located the Dark Moon piece. Well, we're getting through this rather quickly, aren't we? The signal is coming from an unlikely place outside of the mines, in the distant workshop. And indeed, it looks like we're going to have to take quite a path in order to get there. But the workshop is on the other side of a big chasm, and the nearby pixelator camera isn't responding. Luckily, the toad you rescued knows how to get across the chasm. He says there's a gondola that will take you to the workshop. The weather seems to be getting worse, but the gondola ride shouldn't take too long. All you need to do is board at the terminal and ride across the chasm. Easy as pie, eh, youngster? I'll call you on the dual screen once you get across. Look lively. I mean, if they're giving us this mission this late in the game, it can't be that simple, right? Okay, so now we're starting inside. Almost didn't make that landing, but here we are, and looks like somebody left the window open. Look at this place. There's snow everywhere, and the elevator is frozen. So you won't have control of Luigi for the first few seconds because he'll be too busy shivering. But you can clear out this snow to reveal some gold fuzzies here. Which, of course, will drop money. I mean, collecting the money at this point is just a luxury, but it's still there, so why not? Anyway, walk up to this fireplace, and we'll be sent up to the second floor. From here, we can close the window. That will at least stop the snow from coming back in. And then we can go ahead and turn this valve to make the lamp go up, and make the candles catch fire. Now we blow on it to bring it all the way back down to where the elevator is. So now we can use that again, at least. And we'll go ahead and pull that off because there's a hidden safe here. And inside is a bunch of cash. Again, if you need it. And then we can just take the fireplace elevator to get back down here. Looks like we need to get this snow out of the way in order to make the elevator work. This, of course, is pending getting these little fuzz balls out of the way so that you can actually vacuum here. But with that done, let's go ahead and go on down. So the quickest way back over to the terminal is to flash this little red box here, and that's going to make the little ball pulleys appear. We'll have to get into the right position in order to grab them, but there we go. Going up, and across. I couldn't quite tell if I was over the platform yet, so I just sort of took a guess there. I was a little off, as you could see. There we go. See, it would be nice if you could actually see a drop shadow there so you know when you need to come off of it. Anyway, the gold bars are back, so feel free to spin this to get those if you want. And as you can see, there's some bombs connected to these, this little sheet of ice here. Flash them and you'll slowly break away each bit of it. So there's another over there. Until finally, we reveal the gondola. So as we walk up to the door, well, don't y'all have some bling? And, yeah, those strong ghosts just put some chains in front of the gondola door. Here's Egad to explain it.
Yellow.
Cranky! Look, these chains, they're paranormal chains. They go away until the ghosts that made them are defeated.
Ciao.
So yeah, we're gonna have to hunt down all those ghosts in all the different places that they went to. Thankfully, there's an exclamation point on the bottom screen that will tell us exactly where we need to go to get to each one. So tracking them down at least will be fairly simple. But the first one is actually going to be fairly close by. We just need to follow the original path that we took when we were leading the toad to the pixelator. And inside we can find the strong gobber is on the other side of this pile of wreckage here. The question is, how do we get to him? Well, when we use the dark light here, we make a bomb appear, or at least we will once we get the spirit balls collected. And we were too slow. The spirit balls being all spread out across the ice makes this particularly difficult. But there we go. So we'll set that off. And that's going to make the gobber have to come on out. But also these hiders. Try and catch one quickly before they all get away. Now we'll just have to focus on these two. Okay, one more left. So, they weren't much of a problem. Now let's see if we can find that big gobber. Oh, there he is. Ooh. Never seen him do that before. You usually have enough time to get to at least a 3 charge before he'll launch some goop at you. Quickly get out of the way before that happens. A little quicker than that. If you really want to play it safe, then just go for the 2nd charge and then get out of the way. But, like before, it doesn't move much, so it's fairly easy to get some good amount of damage in. Try not to slip around so much. But there we go. And so, by sucking it in, the yellow chain is now gone. Now we just need to carry on into the next path in order to make the other 2 chains disappear once we find those other ghosts. Which means, yes, we get to take the ice slide again. Or at least we will in just a moment. Before we go in that direction, though, we need to use the dark light here to make this minecart appear again. The spirit balls will go to the other side, so take the teleporter and then suck them in. Now we'll head on back, get rid of the snow, and that will reveal another gemstone. Okay, going back downstairs. The cache will appear back behind this picture, if you want it. And let's go for a slide. And be sure to have your flashlight ready this time, because this time spiders are going to appear. There's gold spiders on this path, if you want some extra gold. Well, that was fun. I believe there's something up here as well. A bucket moving on its own? What kind of witchcraft is this? Just a gold mouse. Some extra money if you want it. Once again, we need to use the dark light to make this door appear. And in we go. So, when we first came here, there was a statue here that took this thing's head off. Let's bring it back, shall we? Because we know it's the booze at this point that are making those things disappear. And there's the strong greenie. Got a couple of sneakers on our hand. And there's still one more out there. Let's close that door. The strong greenie has 100 health, so they're not all gonna have 50. Don't expect the same experience with each of these strong ghosts. Some get more health than others. But, regardless, that's another chain out of the way.
I do it.
Also, you can get a little extra money out of this painting here, once you remove the original picture. And inside the chest, nothing. Okay. How about this one? Nothing. So, down the shaft we go. Technically, we could go back up the ice slide in order to get to where we need to go, but this way actually gets us some other stuff that we're going to need. Because, yeah, as you can see, we actually need to go to the first floor to get to where the third ghost is. But, yeah, we've got some things we need to collect down here first. So here in the deep hall, the little pot that was over the flame here is gone now. We'll use the dark light to bring it back. Get this thing out of here. And then we just blow it over the fire. And that's going to make the boo appear. I'm Parabola, a symmetrical open plane curve formed by the intersection of a cone with a plane parallel to its side. I mean, boo! I like that one. So let's see, where is that boo hiding? Right here. Once again, 35 HP. Try and flick it north and south. Well, that wasn't much of a fly at all. Let's try that again. Maybe try and do more than 1 damage to it. That's more what I was aiming for. Trying to go against these 2 walls here in order to do as much damage as possible. Once more. Oh, it wound up all the way over here. Okay. And that's another boo in the bag. Alright. So now we head back over into the Crystal Quarry, where we originally found the strong ghosts as they were being created. And now we can actually take this E-gate, which will lead us all the way to the first floor. But then we land onto this little chair here, which reveals another gemstone for us. Conveniently, this is the room where the last ghost is. There he is. But before we can get to him, we're gonna have to deal with these greenies first. And all the while, we're gonna have to do it around all these fuzzballs. But these are just regular greenies, so handling them shouldn't be too much of a problem at all. Let's start by getting this thing's shield down. I'm gonna try and flash them both at once. And I wasn't sure where the other one was, so I'd rather just get him out of the way. So by getting all those greenies out of the way, now the strong slammer is going to come out. Once again, 300 HP, but they're not very good at escaping, so whittling down its health won't be very hard at all. Unless it decides to start moving around like that. And we got it. And with that, the last chain is gone, so now we can get onto the gondola.
Oh yeah.
And here's Egad to confirm that.
Yellow.
Good, young feller. That was the last chain. Time to ride the gondola and cross the chasm. Post.
Ciao.
Okay, so let's go ahead and head on back to that gondola, shall we? Right, gondola ride, take 2. We head on inside, and it's looking a little run down in here. It's full of spider webs, doesn't look like this thing has worked for a while. But we can walk up to this thing. It will shoot hot rocks at whatever we're targeting, which we should probably go ahead and use to target these things here. And it will melt each of those little ice balls so that we can use those to cross the chasm. There's also a chest over here that we can launch and melt the ice on that. There we go. And off in the distance, there's a tree that's covered in ice blocks as well. If we use the rock on that, it'll cause the tree to fall near that little building off to the back. So that's about all we can do over here. So as we head on over to this door, we're getting another call from Egad.
Yellow.
Luigi, can you hear me? I can hear you, not very well. The gondola isn't working anymore, is it? Yeah, welcome to about a minute ago. Fixing it be way too hard. You're gonna have to cross old-fashioned way.
Ciao.
Yep, that's what we're working on. So, heading back out this door, this time without a toad slowing us down, we'll ride this wire all the way across. Get these birds out of the way. I could have flashed them, but I'd rather just get them out of the way and move on. Because now we're going to have to do a short balancing act in order to get across. And then we'll make our way to this outhouse, which is actually a minigame. And this is going to be a kind of tricky one. We're basically going to have a snowball fight with some hider ghosts. And we only have 60 seconds to do so. Avoid the snowballs and shoot the ghosts whenever a target appears. You gotta be pretty quick about it if you want to get them in, though. Waiting for a snowball. You can take hits without taking damage, but you don't want to take too long doing this. When you catch your first when you hit the first ghost, you'll get some coins. Okay, that's 2. So our prize is gold. Come on, snowball. Let's get ready to... Oh! Come on out, you. Oh, no! Come on, come on! Okay, we got it. That was kind of rude how he pelted me while I was wiping the sweat off my head, but for doing so, we got the final gem of the area. Yeah, like I said, that one was kind of tough, and indeed, I was cutting it a little close there. So I'm kind of glad I got that one. So, now we'll just balance our way back. And now we can ride the rest of the little wire rails across. Here's the chest that we melted earlier. It has a bunch of cash. Into this next broken gondola, where we find ourselves in the workshop landing. Not much to see here, so let's go ahead and cross. There's some gold bars on the other side, but there's also some birds constantly hovering across. I would just jump across straight to the gold and then immediately back to the first bar to avoid getting hit by the birds. There we go. Because, yeah, if you just stay on that other bar, inevitably you're going to wind up getting hit by a bird because they're just appearing a little too frequently. So let's see what's going on in here. Why, it looks like a possessor book ghost just throwing bombs at a fuzzball there. Oh, but I think he sees us. Those possessor ghosts have a little too much fun with Luigi. So, let's head on inside this side building here, since we can't go in there. Here in the maintenance room... Oh, word from Egad.
Yellow.
Luigi, you're doing okay down there. Looks like you've reached the maintenance room. Good. Get that generator going to power up the shop's door and the Pixelator's camera.
Ciao.
Okay, and to do that, we're going to need to solve this puzzle here. All we have to do is launch a bomb into each of these slots up top. And then we just flash it. What we need to do is make each of these balls, each of these little dots up here, flash like this one right here. We need to make those two like this one, basically. So to do that, we're going to need to strategically fire the bombs into each hole. Now we should be able to flash this. That should set it off. Okay, so we got that one on. But now we're going to need to get this middle one set. The only way to really get a bomb to stop right here in the middle is to get these little panels that have like left and right red arrows on them. We have to set off a bomb next to those. So we get that there. Flash it. And now we should be able to get a bomb into the middle there. Yeah! Worthless crystals! But this should do it. Looks like we have to, do the other side first. Alright. It can be a little tricky trying to figure this out initially. But I think we're going to get it this time. So we'll flash it here. That will break that last piece of ice and make the generator start working properly. And there we go. That's going to make it so we can flash open the door, and the Pixelator is online in this area. So now we can come back here whenever we want to. But what was that sound? Well, let's go outside and check it out. Oh dear, who put all this snow here? This is just a guess, but I'm going to go with the sky.
Yellow.
Luigi, the interference is terrible. Are you snowed in? Good thing you activated the camera outside. I'll get you out of there and pixelate you back later. You'll to warm up before facing the possessor. Anyways, hold on to your...
Ciao.
Yeah, the weather is making the interference a little bad, but there we go. We're now done with the third mission, and we're about to take on the possessor in the next one. So yeah, we're just kind of flying right through this, aren't we? Well, I mean, part of the reason is because this is the shortest world in the game, but also the missions really aren't any longer than any others, so it seems like it goes by faster than it usually does. And so, we're back. Welcome back, young feller. Hand over your ghosts. I'm sure he wants that strong gobber. So, there's our new gems. And our new strong gobber ghost. A new boo. And a little more money for the vault. We are so rich. Good thing you fixed that generator. We'd be in a fix if we couldn't open the door to the workshop. And now that the pixelator over there is active, you won't have to mess with that gondola again. We're getting close, Luigi. Take some time to relax and thaw out before the big fight. Here, I'll wait. Waiting. More waiting. I'd say that's long enough. Ready yet, whippersnapper? And so with that, Across the Chasm is finished. And even though this mission did go on a little long, we're going to go ahead and do this one as well because, well, it's a boss fight and it's going to go by fairly quickly if we play our cards right. Luigi, you ready to go get that Dark Moon piece, son? What Dark Moon piece? I know you're not exactly the personification of courage, but I'll remind you to be careful anywho. Remember, where there's a Dark Moon piece, there's likely a possessor ghost guarding it. Speaking of possessors, they only showed up when all this started, so I don't know much about them. But I can say one thing for sure, they're smarter than your average ghost. Yay! Also, they're clearly the most powerful ghosts in the valley. It's no wonder our mysterious villain chose them to guard the Dark Moon pieces. Anywho, it's high noon, Sonny. Let's show them what we're made of. Off you go! It's possessor time once again. Oh, good effort there, Luigi. You almost landed it, but you kind of stumbled there at the end. Okay, so here at the workshop landing, there's not really a whole lot we can do here. There's no extra treasure to be found. We pretty much just come here, flash a light on the door, and then go inside to start the boss fight. These possessors always know how to make an entrance. Well, it's a good thing this convenient sled with a cannon on it was here. Anyway, here's where the boss fight begins properly. Basically, we're chasing down after this possessor, this possessed ice wall with a sled cannon that can shoot bombs, and we need to take out all these dark bits of ice so that we can attack the main face. You aim with the gyroscope, and you aim and you shoot with the A button. Basically, this turns into more of a timing thing than anything else. Basically, wait for the ice to be lined up at a certain spot, and then fire a bomb at the right time. Oh, there's still one more piece there. You do have to be kind of quick about it, because if you take too long to break all the ice, then it will just reform, and then you'll have to do the whole thing over again. But once you have all the dark ice removed, he'll try and suck you in, then you just fire a bomb into its mouth. That will break all the ice, and that will be your chance to do some damage to the possessor himself. So just like before in the other boss fights, it's going to try and charge into you with its shield attack. Except now it's going to have some teleporters that it can go in and out of, so it can be a little difficult to determine where it's going to be coming from. But once we take off the first layer of the ghost, it's going to be time for phase 2.
Oh. Whoa. Oh, oh yeah. Oh, oh.
So now in phase 2, we're going to have smaller pieces of ice to take out, and 2 in the center, in fact. Those are the ones you want to get out of the way first, because they'll be the hardest to hit from further away. And we do have somewhat of a time limit in order to break these, because if you take too long to break them, all that dark ice is going to reform, and then you'll have to shoot them again. And you don't want to take too long to do this, because if you notice down in the lower right corner, there's a little temperature gauge that goes up every time I shoot a bomb. That's more or less what our ammo limit is, so we want to be kind of conservative with our shots as well. Don't just spam shoot at it. Well, that was way off. And try that. Go. A little sooner. This better hit. Okay, there we go. So now it's going to suck us in. And yeah, if that temperature gauge gets filled up all the way, then the cart will explode, and then you'll have to do the whole fight over again. But now let's go for that possessor again. This is the easy part of the fight, because you have 100 health, and he never really does that much to you, even if he does hit you. Just be mindful of where the teleporters are, and do your best to avoid where he's going to be appearing from. But now it's time for phase 3.
Whoa. Oh, oh yeah. Oh, oh.
Now we're going to have 3 pieces of ice that we need to shoot from the middle. One more. Oh, I didn't mean to hit that one, but okay. I'm really not doing myself any favors by not hitting that. Okay, there we go. Alright, now we can focus on the sides. It almost seems like some of these pieces are a little bigger than before. Okay. Oop, miss. Okay, one more piece to go. It can be a little difficult to judge the distance, and that can make this boss fight a little difficult, so expect to wind up doing this a couple of times before you really get the hang of when the right time to shoot is. But now we've got the possessor down one last time, so let's finish him off. Funny how it was white in the cutscene, and then suddenly it's red when you're actually fighting it. Oh, that was a bad place to go. There went my perfect no damage run of this fight, but oh well. I'm not trying to go for perfection here. But regardless, we've caught the possessor, and there's the Dark Moon piece.
Oh. Hmm. Oh. Ho ho! Oh.
And we got it. How about a word from Egad? Or at least he could try from way down here.
Yellow.
Look! Here, me? What? Yeah, we can't understand a word he's saying from down here. Yeah, fill in the blanks.
Ciao.
More or less, the mission is over, and Luigi's not going to try and do a victory dance from here. There's way too much ice. But there we go. That was Chilly Ride. Probably the shortest boss that we're going to encounter in this game. And I guess you have to do this without taking damage if you want to get a 3-star rank, because that boss fight was otherwise perfectly ran. Oh well. And so, back to the lab we are. Criminy, where in tarnation were you, Luigi? I could barely follow you. I was worried you were too deep into the mountain for the pixelator to bring you back. Yeah, good thing for that. So, did you capture the possessor? What about the Dark Moon piece?
Got it.
We got them both. Woohoo! Good job, Luigi. Let's send that possessor ghost down to the vault. Let's waste no time on that. So, there it is. And the 60 gold that we got from catching it. And that also unlocks for us the secret mission for catching all the boos. Yeah, all 3 of them. But yeah, this was an overall pretty short chapter. Alright, hand over that Dark Moon piece and we'll clean it up. Scrubbing with bubbles. It's cleaning reinvented. And that's going to clear up the rest of the dark fog. I reckon some more fog is lifted. Let's take a look. Going straight to the map, we can see a rather sizable building out in the distance. That place. I better take a reading with the periscope. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's how you're gonna leave it? With an uh-oh? Yeah, that's completely reassuring. But anyway, we have now opened the way to the treacherous mansion, and that's where we're going to begin the action in the next video. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.